the heck?
Oh, that's not good.
That's Marco. He went in hard. And this will bring out a full course caution.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And that was...
Look, there was a bunch of cars bouncing around back there when they came out of that corner.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that was...
He almost flipped over, didn't he?
Marks, her teammate, right next to... Let's see what Townsend's saying. I see what Townsend's talking about.
So as soon, Graham was on his braking zone. He was kind of got an eye out the peripheral. As soon as Marco popped, you saw Graham just give a little bit of a slight, steering modification. I don't think he had any idea at the closing speed that Marco was coming. Marco certainly didn't expect that.
Good eyes.
Dixon did a good job getting through that, too.
Smile out of him, said Texas, and he was the fueler. Oh, trouble on the track, guys. A huge crash on the track here at Indianapolis.
He's actually slow on the track. It looks like he's having problems with the car, Eddie. It's just loose on him. And you know something? Will Power's coming from behind. He is just going to end up taken out.
He had nowhere to go. Will Power had absolutely nowhere to go. And look how the car turns into. That's the worst angle that a car can take.
Well, just remember a few years ago, it's the exact spot where Conway had his crash a couple of years ago when he rode up and over Ryan Hunter-Reay. So the car hit the wall, comes out, and then you see the Verizon machine of Will Power just slice underneath it a little bit. And for Conway, he's riding up on the top of the wall, Eddie. And luckily, the car comes back down, as we call it, on all four, obviously wheels missing. But a ride that Mike Conway certainly does not want to take, and probably relived a little bit of what happened to him 2 years ago.
And we want to remind that's how fast it happens at Indy. Here's Elio's view.
Caution, caution. Go low, yellow. Nope. Stay low. Clear. Stay low.
Watch that bouncing tire. I've had that in my career, and you never know where it's going. Elio did a great job. He was trying to get underneath.
Oh my gosh, he goes up and over again?
Oh, can you count this as lucky, or what in the world?
That looked like one of those hydroplane blowovers.
My goodness.
All right, here we go. We're going to go on board.
Now, you're not riding aboard a jet fighter right now when you start to see the sky. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
He just checks up and
touches the tire up and over. Reminds me of a ride in a fighter plane.
this is unreal. And there goes the onboard camera.
Oh. You know, we saw him take the steering wheel off, climbing out of the car.
There he goes flying by that camera.
Remember, they're still doing 175 miles an hour just as soon as you get off the throttle.
Oh, and off, go big off for Adrian Fernandez. Straight through the tires and up onto the bank.
You've got to assume there's some sort of a braking problem for Adrian Fernandez. Look, you can see where he went through the gravel trap there. You can see a thumbs up there from Adrian. That's great news as the kart safety team gets to him there, just checking out he's all right. And
number 4 and broke loose, and he hit the protective barrier at the end of the pit wall.
Now, Bob, I have hit that, and as you can see, it really looks dramatic. But the one good thing, when you see the car impact that, that's a styrofoam barrier. Here we are with the camera right on the edge of that attenuator.
Yellows, especially on an oval.
Oh, a big crash. Justin Wilson and Tristan Vautier. And James Jakes
and
collects
Simona.
the debris.
Oh, boy, in Serbia.
And Joseph Newgarden.
Wow, Serbia's car
really
and Newgarden's car.
It's like he tried going through something the way those front wheels are hanging up there.
He's riding like a bobsled. Whoa.
What happened here? Oriol Servia in the National Guard Panther racing car. That's Tristan Vautier.
Graham Rahal is the yellow and black car. Justin Wilson wiggles.
That right rear tire was on that seam. We've talked about that, and Wilson turned in with his right rear right on the seam. Everybody else trying to get out of the way, and Servia just gets pancaked. And there comes Vautier T-boning Wilson, and then Simona somehow got caught up. She's down below sliding through the grass. But if we look at that again in slow motion, we're going to see Wilson, an unfortunate victim of those scenes.
Yeah, watch Servia up there. He just got slammed in by Newgarden. I mean, they were just trying to get on the high side of Wilson, but just ran out of room quickly. This should be a pretty good angle if we get on board here with Servia on the National Guard car.
All right, let's go to that onboard shot now. Take a ride with Oriol Servia.
Now you watch Wilson down on the left. He just gets a little bit loose there. Servia's got to make a decision, so he goes high, but out of nowhere, Newgarden comes slamming up the racetrack. So Servia made the right decision, but obviously Newgarden got hit and threw it up into Servia. Look at that front of that car, Townsend.
Massive impact.
This is a view from James Jakes. He was one of the last to arrive on the scene.
He could not see anything. Just completely lost vision.
And you heard what sounded like maybe an axle or something off of Servia's car hit at our camera just above Jakes' head.
Number 58 is in the yellow car coming around turn number 2. And we've got an accident. It's on the wall. He goes into a terrible slip, and we have a fire. The engine is ripped off the back of the car and comes tumbling across. A.J. Ford was right behind him. He was able to avoid it somehow.
Very, very similar. Look at Brian. Unbelievable. Brian goes in so deep, Tommy, right there in front of you, almost took out his boss.
I think he was paying attention to going in deep to keep Greg Moore behind him, and just you can tell he was in trouble early.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, my goodness.
Alex Barron right up on top of poor Brian Herta.
You saw Herta pull his hands in and try to make himself small. An astonishing collision in turn 4.
The have-not.
A crash coming out of turn 4. The car has gone into the pit area. I believe it hit the abutment separating the track and the pit road. It is well out of my view. The car went into the pit area and is stopped there right now.
Evan Cogan spins in turn 4 and hits the pit road attenuator. Miraculously, Cogan escapes the horrific crash without.
Nardi pulls in. Look at Emerson Fittipaldi making a good move. And at the front of the battle, he touched into the wall.
He touched
heavy
Greg
crash.
Moore. He touched Greg Moore right there. He just came down on him a little bit.
Emerson was really flying as he came through turn 1. Devastating damage to that race car. And of course, we go back under yellow. Fittipaldi was the red car, definitely making a move high of Moore. And I think you're right. He just touched tires. The fire there, of course, is oil when you smash in
right
like
here.
that. Yeah,
see,
there it is.
He just clipped Greg Moore. That right there is an oil flash fire where broken oil line or something and dumped it out. That is not.
Dario and Danica on the high side. And here comes Marco. Oh, look out! Airborne! Franchini's upside down. Dixon is involved. The wheels touched. Weldon is involved.
Airborne up here got up into the pit. We got him coming down.
The left rear of the car on top, 27 car, and then the car on the right front wheel of Dan Weldon. Looked like Dan was just trying to move up towards the right just a little bit, and his right front wheel on his target machine got the Canadian Club machine up in the air. And see everything else going on there. The parts are just strewn everywhere. And the real lucky guy in this, Marty, I think really was Thomas Schechter, because of everything coming down on top of his car. He could end up having the car land right inside the cockpit.
Also, watch Scott Dixon. He almost had the same situation. Watch the 9 car come in here.
Up and over.
See right there. I mean,
absolutely.
Wow.
Actually, it's the 22 of AJ Foyt, not Thomas Schechter. Excuse me.
Oh, the pole sitter doesn't get going. Oh! There is not a worse place to stall.
than at the start of a race. I hope they're okay.
Visor is up, telling everybody that he's okay. Steering wheel is coming off. Talked about the pressure of sitting on the front row here at Indianapolis. Car on your left-hand side will not get off the grid.
He didn't even move.
Saavedra. Everybody else is starting to go around him. Now the car coming from the back doesn't see him. And that first car that hits him is Carlos Munoz. And then from then on, the debris is flying.
I think Montoya just stalled back there, too.
Could be. That short time span, Eddie, it's just about impossible.
Hunter Ray did an exceptional job missing him. And Munoz is the one that decided to change lane from the right to left.
Yes.
And when he did that, he blocked the view of the cars behind him, and they found themselves with a stopped car in the middle.
Things might get a little bit loose for you. That's what happened to Will Power when I saw that 2 years ago in turn number 2. Ideally, I think you'd like to be low, in particular going into... Oh, we have a huge crash here on the track right now. It looks like Mikhail Aloshin. I'll have to look up who it is. I saw Aloshin earlier was running very close with Charlie Kimball and as well Sebastian Saavedra, but don't want to identify just yet who it is.
The final run of the day, only seconds behind Kenny Breck in turn 1. Breck crashed coming out of the turn. Mario came up on the accident while running at 220 miles an hour, and he hit some debris. And then he held on. He rode out one spectacular crash. Mario walked away with only a nick on his chin about the size of a penny. And I caught up with Mario's son, Michael, right after the accident.
Unprecedented 5th 500 win. He had a snag when he suffered his second crash at Indy in as many years.
I'm still struggling trying to get my breath back. And the pavement's running by, still 70, 80, 90 mile an hour. And
everyone else, they talked about a wing adjustment. They vetoed that wing adjustment and a crash on the track.
Huge crash on the front straightaway. Looks like Connor Daly and I believe Joseph Newgarden. Big hit coming into the tri-oval. Up at the top of your screen, Connor Daly loose.
Connor got loose. Oh. Connor just got loose, corrected, and went up into the track into Joseph. And now Joseph's upside down, and the front spins around, and Connor's car pushing it right into the wall, into the safer barrier. It's a good thing that was safer barrier and not concrete. And these two guys are the best of buddies too. They're best friends. So this is a double hard.
Yeah, they came up through the junior formulas together. Sound of it. And the violence that you see with which Connor's car snaps. Watch this. He gets loose and now he's going to correct.
Let's take a look and see. There it is.
Front wings failed.
Yeah, that's what it is. Into the runoff area, and the tires.
Oh yeah, that's
did not go upside down, but a huge hit for Patrick Carpentier.
Yep.
He just nearly took out Roberto Gonzalez there. Went right across the racetrack in front of him. Shrapnel everywhere. And that's
Patrick Carpentier got it all wrong and did the full vault at the tire wall. Very high degree of difficulty. And of course, we can make jokes about it now because despite landing on
Pappas, Gedley, neither one with an apparent ride next year.
Oh! Looks like Oriol Servia.
Moving in the cockpit.
Coming down into the second corner, you can see Oriol get up and over the back of Mauricio Gugelmin's car. Watch it again. Fortunately, he landed right side up. As you said, Paul, the great danger of open wheel racing is wheel-to-wheel contact. Car digs in.
One of the pieces that you see bouncing is actually the brace, the horseshoe that fits around the driver's helmet to help keep the
ahead of the driver, steady and in place. You'll see it here flip out to the left.
Disappointing, obviously, but I hope he's okay. I mean, he did. There was no. Alex was up high enough, and he just clipped the car and went over the top of him. He's. That could have been a very, very bad accident. Very disappointed for Alex, obviously. Those are the sort of accidents that should never happen.
Big distance, both in the 231s. The first driver to put any lap in the 231. So far, trouble. Oh, what a crash! What a terrible crash!
Up and over, car flipped. Came back, up and over.
That was a hard hit. He's fine.
To make this all happen, he's got to be thinking inside his cockpit right now. Inside his helmet.
Big crash!
Major incident. Kenny Breck getting way high up into the fence.
High side of Thomas Schechter down the backstretch. At the end of the backstretch, there's the contact, and Breck's car up into the wall, virtually splitting in half. And here is the shot now from the end of the backstretch. It's a crash very reminiscent of Davey Hamilton's accident here a few years ago, in which he sustained very severe leg damage. The catch fence keeping the car contained inside.
And there's the marbles on the outside there. Sato gets loose.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. That is a horrifying ride for Dario Franchitti.
Oh man, that is an oval crash we've seen before, and we hate to see that kind of impact.
Sato,
oh boy,
well,
look at the debris go through. Oh boy, and oh, fencing. Yeah, it does look like there might be some debris into the grandstands as well. That is a violent impact.
Fortunately, the fence kept the car in the racetrack.
This is Graham Rahal arriving on the scene.
Full course yellow, full course yellow. Can you get through there?
So Sato gets loose, and Dario's got nowhere to go. That is a thundering blow.
Yeah.
The car is certainly destroyed, but you can see Mike moving inside the car. He's going on the inside of Ryan Hunter-Reay. This reminds me almost of Dan Weldon's crash here in turn 3 and 4 quite a few years ago, and the car is up into the fence, which is almost reminiscent of Kenny Brack's accident at Texas quite a few years ago, guys. Very, very lucky.
You know, he was incredibly lucky that he did not go head into that fence. That is a horrible impact. Wow.
All right, let's go on board from Helio Castroneves' point of view.
You can see Mike was trying for some reason to go on the inside.
Wow, he almost collected Anna Beatrice. Now from Ryan Hunter-Reay's car.
So you can see that he got hit on the inside and up over the top, and you can see Ryan Hunter-Reay moving his hands, and he looks up in front of him and he goes, my gosh, I can't believe that.
Oh, wow. Oh, so close.
Across the outside and into the lead. Ari Lyondike ducks into second place. And we've got a car into the wall. Right off of the first turn, two cars tangled. One of them is Eddie Cheever. The other looked to be Stan Fox. And the front end of one car cut away.
You can see as we look at this second replay how many tires and suspension pieces began to come off the cars right away and affect cars that really were not part of the original accident at all. Lynn St. James was one.
To stop. Once Andre got in the box, Moore took off as I was carrying my tire out. His left rear hit the tire I was carrying, knocked it out.
We've got to go back upstairs.
We've got a car
problem.
Big problem. Several cars off, and one of them has flipped over. 3 cars involved. Michael Andretti.
Michael Andretti. Okay, through the kink on the back straightaway. 2 cars in front of him. Slips inside. He taps PJ. Trying to pass him. Look at that. And he lands upside down on the track, rolling again, tumbling. Look at that. What a ride through that. Oh. That is unbelievable. And is that not a testament to the safety of these cars that this guy's looking to get out of there?
Another look from overhead.
Now that was Zanardi and J.J. Lado, and they touched and took off J.J. Lado's wing. And look at Michael come. Oh, unbelievable.
So that action took place ahead of the knot of 3 cars as Michael tried to shoot the gap between P.J. Jones and another car in real time. The violence of that crash is unbelievable. And there is Michael climbing out, and that is the best news we've had all day.
Trouble, oh my goodness, what a huge crash. Scott Dixon is in it.
Gray, he's lost control of the car. He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but
He doesn't really use the safety fencing. He lands on top of it.
Obviously, part of the car got into it to rip it open, right?
Yes, he landed. Yeah. Oh my! I have never witnessed an accident like that.
This is from Castro Neves.
He went right under it.
Up the top right there. On the top load.
Fairly quickly. Breck picks up the lead. Oh, and Zanardi, with a terrible crash. Yellow is out. Zanardi coming out in turn 1. Loses control of the car. Rest of the field, look at him slow down. There's debris all over that racetrack.
They'll go down over the curbs if necessary. There's so much carbon fiber on that track everywhere. It'll cut the tires. What we saw is he got T-boned just unbelievably in the front of the tub.